Whispers in the night, the creak of a floorboard, that unmistakable feeling of being watched. Such are the threads woven into the chilling tapestry of attic haunting tales that have been passed down through the ages. Today, we unravel the story of the Harrington family and the malevolent force that lurked within the shadows of their once peaceful home. With every flutter of the wind and echo in the hall, the line between reality and nightmare blurred until the night young Emily Harrington decided it was time to face the terror head on. The Harringtons, a family of 4, had just settled into an old Victorian house on the outskirts of Willow's End, a town notorious for peculiar happenings. The father, Jonathan, had always been a practical man, dismissing the town's spooky reputation as nothing more than superstition. His wife, Clara, was of a similar mind, though she couldn't shake off the eerie feeling that sometimes gripped her as she roamed the quiet halls. Their children, Emily and her younger brother Sam, seemed to fit right into this world of mystery, with imaginations as vast as the sky, painting every shadow as a lurking specter waiting to leap from the dark. It all began with a simple, innocent game of hide and seek. Sam, with his usual mischievous grin, had scampered off, leaving Emily to count. The number 20 had barely left her lips when she heard the giggling that could only belong to Sam echoing down from above. She climbed the creaking steps to the attic, a place they had been warned to avoid. The door swung open with a groan, revealing the dusty domain of forgotten trinkets and forlorn furniture. As she stepped into the gloom, her brother's laughter grew distant, almost ethereal, and a chill crept up her spine. She called out for Sam, but was met only with the whispering silence of the attic. Then, a swift movement caught her eye. Shadows danced on the walls, entwining and twisting into forms both strange and familiar, as an icy breeze slipped through the cracks. It was then that she spotted Sam, not hidden behind an old chest or within the depths of a wardrobe, but beneath the floor, his face pressed against a crack in the wood, his eyes wide with fear. As Emily reached for him, a hand pale and cold as the frost of a winter's morn gripped her shoulder, and she whirled around to face it. Jonathan and Clara found both children in the attic hours later, huddled together, their faces pale, eyes fixated on an obscured corner of the room. From that day forth, the chill of the attic seeped into the very bones of the Harrington house. At night, they would hear the scurrying of unseen feet above them, and the children swore they could hear whispers, a voice coaxing them to return to the attic, to uncover the secrets it held tight within its aged rafters. Then came the revelations of a dark past, a grim history that painted the walls of the attic in hues of torment and despair. Whispers in town spoke of the house's former inhabitants, of a reclusive figure whose life was shrouded in scandal and tragedy. Some said the attic had been his sanctum, a place where he had conducted unspeakable acts, his spirit now trapped in eternal unrest. With every sighting, every indistinct moan that seemed to echo through the house, the Harringtons felt the gravity of their situation. But it was Emily, with her unwavering courage and curiosity that could not be contained, who decided to delve into the heart of the darkness. She pored over old newspapers, journals, anything that could shed light on the figure that once inhabited their home. After nights of research filled with trepidation and determination, she stumbled upon a name, a man once held in high esteem now buried within the annals of history, Geoffrey Hawthorne. It was Hawthorne's spirit, they believed, that was tied to the attic. His presence a constant reminder of a life marred by sorrow. But what could they do to appease a soul that had lingered beyond the veil for so long? It was a small, faded photograph that held the answer, one of a smiling family that bore a striking resemblance to the Harringtons. On the back, a message scrawled in the shaky hand. Forgiveness is the light through the shadow. Emily understood. They must confront the spirit of Hawthorne, not with fear or anger, but with the offer of peace and absolution. So, on a night when the moon hung heavy in the sky, the Harringtons climbed once more to the attic. They spoke of forgiveness and of letting go, their words gentle, weaving a cadence of hope and serenity. And as they did, the shadows that had once seemed so menacing began to wane, retreating into the small crevices and cracks from which they had come. After that night, the whispers ceased, the chills dissipated, and the Harringtons lived on in their home, the specter of Geoffrey Hawthorne, but a memory fading into the past. It was not through confrontation that they found solace. but through understanding, an acknowledgement of the deep-seated pain that had given rise to such hauntings. In the end, our tale reminds us that sometimes the most terrifying entities are merely souls searching for peace, and perhaps, in offering a hand to those that linger in the shadows, we find serenity not only for them, but for ourselves as well. For in the still of night, when the world holds its breath, it's the kindness we give that keeps the darkness at bay. Good night, dear listener. May your dreams be free of hauntings and full of restful slumber.